The surge in coronavirus cases is taking a very heavy toll, especially in the Midwest. The U.S. recorded nearly 79,000 new cases yesterday. The number of deaths rose by nearly 1,000. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, is now in St. Paul, Minnesota. David, good morning to you. I know you've talked to doctors across the Midwest. What are they saying to you?
Gayle, I spoke to a doctor here at a hospital in St. Paul who treats COVID patients in the ICU. His son treats COVID patients going into hospice care, and his daughter's also treating COVID patients. The elder doctor says, I don't know what else to do to get through to people who don't believe the virus is real. He said, David, when people are diagnosed with cancer and they don't believe the diagnosis, it doesn't have the potential to harm other people. But coronavirus does, and it is spreading rampantly across the Midwest.
From the Great Plains to the Great Lakes, hospitals continue to warn that the surge of new coronavirus cases is pushing their resources to the limit. The latest example is right here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Dr. Avi Nahum says his hospital is seeing more than 100 coronavirus patients every day, and doctors are exhausted trying to keep up.
Have you found yourself lacking some empathy for people?
I have caught myself feeling that way and pushed it aside because I have to take care of the patient.
And why do you feel that way initially?
Because it is difficult to realize that somebody who doesn't believe in it is putting other people at risk.
The pandemic is pushing restaurant owners like Patty Whalen to make tough choices. He will close the Dark Horse Bar and Eatery in St. Paul until the spring because he is not going to be able to use his outdoor patio to safely serve customers.
I can't fight something that's invisible. You know what I mean? If I could take COVID out in the alley and give it a left hook, I would.
The virus continues to claim lives, like 65-year-old Sharon Hunt, a retired school teacher from Milford, Ohio, just outside Cincinnati. She was hospitalized with coronavirus at the end of August. She never came home from the hospital. She died September 25th. We spoke to her son and daughter-in-law, Jeremy and Christina Hunt, who say many people in their own community still do not believe the virus is even real.
When they go around and saying it's less than 1%, when that less than 1% is your mother or your sister or your nana or your friend or your teacher, it opens your eyes. This isn't a percentage. That's somebody's family member.
You know, Ms. Hunt's family tells us they believe she contracted the virus from a therapist who was coming into her home to treat her. And Gayle, it's notable, Hunt's family says her husband was one of the people who didn't believe the virus. In fact, they say he went on the local news saying that he thought the virus was a hoax. But now that his wife died from it, he very much believes it and takes every precaution to protect himself. He even has a lung disease and is one of the most vulnerable.
Oh, my gosh, David, you had so many layers to that story. It's a shame that it has to hit home for some people to finally get it. I love Patty Whalen's response. So if we could all take COVID in the alley and give it a left hook, I don't even know how to do a left hook, but I would try. We would all do that. People have got to take this seriously. David Begnaud, thank you again.